Slate to help boost our industry as a whole, and also increase the performance of
Wait a
Slate.
second. I just want to say welcome to Hurricane Sandy area. You're right in West Long Branch. Thanks for coming all the way out to Ohio to visit with at least one real roofer in the area. So tell us what you got here.
So basically, this speeds up the installation process, but it also, from a performance standpoint, reduces the amount of slate breakage, and also is safer because it will restrict the slates from being able to slide out and hit the ground. So I'm going to go ahead. The demonstration board I'm using here was kind of out of necessity. We had to come up with something that would, you can put up and tear back down. So we're using Velcro here. The idea is, in Europe, they like to hook fix everything. In fact, they don't understand why we want to nail everything. You talk to roofers over there, it just don't make sense to them. You get better wind uplift rating, less braking.
Makes sense.
Everything about it. So we've basically taken the European idea and sped the process up and made it more, let's say, user-friendly to the roofers in the state.
Okay.
Now the drip edge thing is optional. You can nail your first row in if you don't want to use the drip edge, but the drip edge comes in 4-foot sections. So first we're going to drop the backers in. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're going to drop the strips in.
Now, did I nail that drip edge in? You know,
Drip
4
edge
inches
is
high?
nailed, yep.
All right.
You can use a nail gun with this.
All right.
So what you do is you take the strip. The hooks are pre-attached. First thing I always gotta get out of the way is, yes, there's plastic here. Plastic has no weight bearing whatsoever. Simply use to space out the hooks for fast application. Once you nail this, each one of these hooks is going to get nailed individually, either by hand or with a gun.
So we nail through the hooks.
The hooks have a loop in them. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So you nail through the hooks. At that point, the plastic becomes irrelevant. You can cut it out, doesn't matter.
It doesn't have to be a copper nail. It can be a galvanized nail.
Well, we would recommend stainless steel, but you definitely want to use ring shank nails.
All right.
So, drop some slates in here. The good thing about this is it eliminates over and under nailing, and it's very easy to do, so you can keep your top mechanics working on the valleys and all the ridges and hips and flashing the chimneys, and you can basically chalk it out and give a brand new guy, show him a little bit about it, and send him on his way, and all of a sudden he becomes a top flight roofer.
Right.
Now there's a lot of stuff out there, other systems. They use half slates. This is not using half slates. You don't change the slates. They're still full size normal slates with 3-inch headlamp.
All right. So now how long do these strips come? What's the length of these?
4-foot strips.
They're 4-foot strips. Okay.
So depending on the size, anything below 10 inches will have 5 hooks on them. Anything above 10 inches has 4 hooks on them.
Okay. So I'm striking my horizontal, my vertical lines, getting everything straight.
Yep.
Am I setting my strip on my top horizontal line, or basically just following the top of the slate?
There's a couple different ways you can go about it. If it's short runs and you're not too concerned with cheating the rows and stuff, you can just slap the slate right up on the. As long as your slates are consistent, you can put this strip right here and not have to use horizontal. But you're always going to use vertical.
Right.
Keep your row straight.
Right.
So as I'm going, I have marks here to go by, so I know that I'm dropping the hook on a vertical line, so that I'm going to stay in a straight row.
So I'm just sitting on a hook.
Yep. The hooks, research was done into it. It's the same thing that True Slate uses. So in terms of ice and water, their big company, the engineers looked it over thoroughly, and 12-gauge stainless steel is what these are, is more than enough to withstand any kind of ice and snow.
What about a vacuum pulled from like a nearby thunderstorm or something?
Very good question. We also took this to Miami-Dade and had it go through the Miami-Dade wind test. So it's certified to withstand 110 mile per hour winds.
Okay. That's pretty damn good.
So when you nail, first off, you got to think about how you get the slate. Well, it's going to get dynamited, dragged, dropped on conveyor belts, cut, sliced, split, and then going through a punch machine. Then it gets to packed and shipped. Then you got your roofers grabbing it, throwing it, dropping it. It's a lot of opportunity to create microfractures. Then when you go and put a nail into it, you suspend the slate so it can't move.
Right.
And a small fracture carries out, sort of like a windshield.
Right.
Something small, over time, with pressure, splits the whole slate.
Sure, I've seen that a million times.
Yes. And if you notice, when you do slate repair, 99% of them, the crack originated or connects to where it was nailed.
It's like a little mountain. Yep.
Right. With this, the slate, you're eliminating the resistance. The slate's allowed to move, so you don't get those breaks.
Right.
But then when they do break, they're not necessarily hitting the ground either.
Right, right. Gotcha.
So there's a safety component. This was actually put on, was used on the official guest house of the President of the United States. And it was a change order. It had already been spec'd.
And that was at Camp David? I think we get the idea, and you can show me the rest of it, but this durable slate, what's your telephone number?
Normally giving out.
Well, anyway, look up durable, don't even look at the telephone number.
Durablematerials.net.
Durablematerials.net. I think it's a good system. I'm going to use it. We got a job right in Ocean Grove. We'll hang a couple 10 square maybe next month when it warms up, but I think I'm going to use this system. This is Mark from Real Roofers with durable slate in the middle of a parking lot in the middle of the night.